That's R-R-W-W-A. I'm a Raider with an attitude. R-R-W-W-A. I'm a Raider with an attitude. If you first will pop off, then you most likely to win. See, I'm a Raider with an attitude, living in sin. I got a sword and a grin, the shield's protecting my race. These bitch ass motherfuckers get the fuck out my face. I'm about to give them a taste. Torpedoes set to explode, and these fools ain't fucking men. That's why they call them cowboys. And what's this bucket in the stands? Donkeys making crowd noise. They could eat on this when they take their L poison.
And welcome back to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast. I'm your host, Raider Will, and I'm here with my crew. I got my girl, Val from TBH Dallas. I got my boy, Tony B from TBH Spokane.
You already know. Let's go.
I got my boy, Gunny Raider in Vegas.
Hooked.
I got my boy and co-captain of this ship, Matty B. What up, baby?
What up, fam?
And I'm Raider Will, and this is from TBH Western Colorado. And guys, hey, we want you guys to click that like, that subscribe button, and hey, put us on that auto download so that way you guys can hear us all the time. Now, hey, guys, in today's episode, we're just going to get straight into it. We're going to talk Luke Getze. Guys, offensive coordinator. I know it sounds underwhelming. I know people were like, yo, we were hype on Kingsbury, but you know what? He backed out. He didn't want to be a Raider. He wanted to be a bitch. So guess what? Fuck him. It's all about the Raiders, bitch. So fuck you, Kingsbury. You see this, bitch? Go to the Commanders. Go pick up Caleb Williams, whatever you need, and go cry in your little corner, you little bitch. All right. Hey, so we got Luke Getze, guys. Hey, I know it sounds underwhelming. I know a lot of people are out here and saying like, oh man, you know, this guy doesn't have this spectacular offense, wants to run the ball first, kind of old school kind of guy. Let's be real though. I think that fits the mold. That fits the mold of what AP wants to do. We want to be a physical team. We want to pound the rock. We want to kick the shit out of you. You know, and that's what Luke Getze, I really think, brings to the Raiders today. I get it. He doesn't do all this air raid shit. He doesn't need this and he doesn't need that. But guys, he came in with the plan and he said, yo, this is what I will do with the Raiders. And I think AP liked it. You know, AP said, hey, you know what? This matches with what I want to do. That matches what we want to represent as Raiders football offensively. And baby, you know, he said, let's get after it. So, yo, Matty B, let me get your thoughts on Luke Getze.
I think it's a good pickup. I'm not against it. I think there's definitely value there when it comes to running the rock with him. He has worked with Devontae Adams, too, on the other hand, you know. So, I mean, he is familiar with him, too, so he knows how to get him opened and in the position to catch the ball when he needs to. Now quarterback is my biggest thing with him. Like, what kind of quarterback can run his system?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's my only question mark with him right now. Did he have his bad year with Chicago the last 2 years? Yeah. But, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that have bad years. So gradually got better if you look at his stats both years. So maybe year 3 is the year that he breaks out and has a good year.
Okay. Yo, Tony B, your thoughts?
Man, I don't want to say I love it. I guess I do like his principles on what he play calls. They are top of the league in rushing with his style, and what we were lacking was that smash mouth football. I mean, we go from having Josh Jacobs lead the league in rushing to having an okay year, but like our strengths are what he's gonna bring out. So, like, our smash mouth, run the ball, open up Devontae or Jacoby Myers. Or, like, it's going to bring a lot of it's going to bring a lot of positive. It's going to be positive.
No doubt, brother. No doubt. Hey, Gunny, your thoughts, my brother?
a lot of that jump, which you know how I feel about the shotgun all the time. It's not for me. But Luke Getze,
Hey,
it
Gunny,
seems.
Gunny, go ahead. And can you start from the top, brother? I think you were muted.
Oh, my bad. What did I say? Okay, I got you. The more I look at it, the better it looks. Right? I think when you go back to Kingsbury, I was looking at that and I was like, man, this is going to change a lot of the offense. You know, even though their offense sucks, right? It sucked last year. But the way this team is built, it's built to run the football, right? So we got two badass backs back there who have potential to go 1,000 yards, either one of them. So why not get a coordinator in there that should be and could be running the ball and put makes it a priority. I know Cliff Kingsbury had his running backs did okay in the system, but man, I'd like it better than the Cliff Kingsbury, to be honest with you. And that offense that they had in Chicago, not for nothing, but that was not, they had no talent over there, straight up.
No, absolutely. I mean, like they had limited resources. I mean, like when we look at what Fields had around him, he really didn't have much. I mean, like really limited guys were really not playmakers except for DJ Moore, which he got in a trade when they got all the picks from from Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I agree with you there. I could see why he struggled. Hey, Val?
You just confused me. Hold on. No, so okay, so y'all know like my knowledge is not very like wide on much else, but I've actually like on my morning workouts while I'm on the treadmill, I've been like watching podcasts, I've been watching videos on YouTube, and I've been watching videos and trying to find out more about Luke because I need to know who he is. And I think things happen for a reason. Cliff sounded like a good idea, but it really wasn't what we needed. Things happen for a reason, and Luke seems to be a good fit. I mean, he's got the experience, and he can work with AP. I mean, and he's worked with, like I mentioned earlier, he worked with Adams, so they could have I don't know how well their relationship is, how it was, but at least if it wasn't on good terms, they can start it on good terms and just learn from there since they know each other, keep building that cultural that's in the locker room. And yeah, so
No, I got you. Hey, so guys, what we all came to consensus on here is basically saying, yo, what Luke Getze does is bring that personality that we really see in AP, right? The way that we said, hey man, he wants to play that old school football where he runs the football, uses play action, and honestly, just hits you in the mouth. AP said a lot of things that were crucial. I don't know if you guys have been listening to him while he's been on, with the Super Bowl row and the freaking queefs using our locker room and all that other bourgeois stuff. And, we already said the Super Bowl sucked, but he's out there, he's putting in work, and he was like, you know what? He's like, the one thing I'm going to guarantee you is that with Luke Getze, we're going to do it the Raider way. We're going to be physical. We're going to run the rock. We're going to punish you. We're going to execute. And that's one thing that I keep hearing again. AP saying, hey, this is our personality. This is our type. This is the way we want to be. Hey, Tony, elaborate for me on why you think Luke Getze and the style of play really suits the way that AP coaches.
Well, I don't think they're gonna sacrifice the Raider way for wins. And by what I mean is, I think he's going to be a good enough fit to be a balance. Like, I don't want to be only thinking we have to play this Raider way and then miss out on wins because we're overplaying stuff. I think it's going to be a good balance of the intensity that we have to where we're running an offense that's going to be the right fit for the right time. So it's going to be like aggressive enough, smash mouth enough to get the point across, but smart enough where it's going to be not overreaching for the plays. So I believe he's gonna have the tools in the toolbox to do what's needed to be done, and he won't try to outshine what AP is doing.
No, I got you. Okay, I like that. I really like that. I see where you're going with that. Now, hey, Gunny, give me your thoughts on why you think Luke Getze fits so well with AP's game plan and the way that he thinks.
Can you hear me? By the way.
Yep, we got you.
Well, I think you hit it on the head already. I think I mentioned it a little while ago. He wants to run the football, man. His team is built for that. You know, we have really good running backs back there. We have good receivers too. Don't get me wrong. But man, it just feels like such a to not run the ball and to not play smash mouth football like AP wants it'd be a tragedy, man. It would be a straight up tragedy. Like we have to run the football. We have to hit people in the mouth. That's the Raider way. And if we're gonna do that, this guy fits perfect. I think that's exactly what we want in a coordinator. And you know, people gave him a hard time last year, but the guy's comes from the Shanahan tree, right? Wrong there? Comes from the
I
Shanahan
believe you're
tree.
correct.
Yeah,
I
he comes from
believe
the
you're
Shanahan
correct.
tree. He's only been an OC for what, 2 years?
Yep.
And
And,
with a
and
and
then
with a
he
shit
worked with as a wide receivers coach in Green Bay.
with a shitty
Right?
team, bro.
Yeah,
And he had a bunch of
yeah.
he's got a lot of good things going for him. I think I'm kind of excited to see what he can do with this team. And not for nothing, man. Our defensive Paul PG. I'll tell you what, man. Nobody thought he was gonna be any good. And look at him now.
No. Yeah, PG. Woo!
Hey, I was on that bandwagon, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Bro,
Yeah,
he made us
no
have
doubt
to
about it.
re-sip that juice. Go ahead, Val. Go ahead, girl.
So I don't know if you guys watched the videos that I sent at
Yep.
all. So yeah, I know.
Not yet. Not yet.
I've been a little bit more, just a little bit more vocal. Okay, so I was watching. They were interviewing AP, and he had mentioned that they wanted to get to the teams mentally first, and I liked that. And then he was just talking about like what he's doing to give back to the community. And he had these circle K cups. He's like, these are the only red cups like I'm gonna be holding or whatever. But like he's giving them to like the workers with gift cards in them, and he was just like pointing out like how they're never like appreciated. I don't know. I like his attitude. It just makes me happy. And then I watched the other one with Crosby.
Oh, I agree. So, I mean, like, again, it's an energized field there, right? Like,
Different. It's oof.
it's becoming a different vibe for Raider Nation. As Gunny drove by Allegiant Stadium right now and showed us Allegiant, I got energized inside. Like, I was like, oh, I feel the juice. Like, I got the juice going. I mean, like, man, we got something special for next year where I'm like, hey, I like it. And you guys know what? I'm going to be the first one to say it. And I'm like, I'm not going to deny the fact. I didn't like the Kingsbury.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like, I didn't like it. I said, this dude hasn't proven anything. Like, except that he can make a team worse. I don't like that he's undisciplined and not a freaking, like, sledgehammer.
The thing I don't like about the guy is I hear a lot of people come out saying that he is only good when he coaches a top 1 to top 3 quarterback out of college. I mean, yeah, he had a good year with Kyler Murray. You know what I mean? He had a good offense. The fucking next couple years he had. But he just couldn't get the wins.
No, I
You know
get
what I
you.
mean? And if you can't do that with any other quarterback besides a top tier quarterback, then you're not as good as what people say you are. Look at Bieniemy. People said that, he's a great offensive coordinator. He can call plays. He's good at this, good at that, but he can't do it without Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? So, if you can't do it without a top tier quarterback, you're not a great offensive coordinator in my mind.
Yeah. Hey, let's be real. And Tony, I got you next. Hey, you're not a real offensive coordinator or a real coach if you can't develop talent. You're not top tier coaching if you can't develop talent. And let's be real about it. Everybody here will probably agree. Hey, anybody can coach great players, but it takes a great coach to develop great players. But yo, Tony, go ahead, bro. I saw you. I saw you thinking.
I was gonna say, with this offense, I wouldn't really be surprised if AOC is the quarterback next year. Because and this is why.
Hey, you gotta bring in some competition first. You
Yeah.
You gotta let.
I'm not saying don't bring in competition.
You might be
but
right.
what I'm
You might
saying
be
is
right.
they're not going to reach like they might have if they're going to be in a run heavy offense. They might not reach as far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you going to give
I
up
like
that
it.
much?
I like what you're saying.
It's a good point.
Are you going to give? I'm not saying that I think he should be the quarterback. I said don't be surprised if he is, because do they go for a left tackle? Do they go for hopefully pulling a second rounder and getting a late quarterback that they can pick up maybe in the second round? I'm not saying they do, but I'm not saying don't be surprised if they do.
Hey, if they go offensive line or defense in the first round, that's a good sign that they're probably going to stick with O'Connell. I mean, in my opinion, I can almost see that. If you're not going to reach for somebody in the first round or try to get somebody in the first round at a quarterback, you know what I mean?
I can see.
Right.
Okay.
Because if you can't get that top 3 quarterback, or you can't get that pick within the top 3 or top 5, you can't make that trade, and the quarterbacks that you want are gone. You're gonna have to lean more on the run heavy side of the ball, because what you got in O'Connell, and you know that he's got the potential to be better than what he was last year. He's got the attitude. He's got he's got the mentality of, if you train me, I can be better. I know I can. Now with his legs, that's a whole different thing. That's on him. Nobody's going to teach you how to run.
I get what you're. I'm not. I see where you and Tony B are going with this. But yo, let me get Gunny. Let me get your thoughts, because I know that you're more on a time crunch. So yo, give me your thoughts on where we're going with this. And I'll be like, I know that Luke Getze, I think, gives us more flexibility at quarterback than Dingleberry, because he was really fixated, I think, on the top 2. Yeah, Dingleberry. We all know who he is. Shit, I mean, he doesn't deserve his name in Raider Nation, bro.
The old thing.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Just to start off by saying, if AOC is the quarterback next year, I'm gonna fucking break something. Something's getting broken in my house, for sure. That's number one. Number two, I think from what I heard today from AP, he said he's gonna have to win that position. So if AOC is the quarterback next year, he's because he won that position. Yeah. So we do know that. And wherever, I don't know who that competition is gonna be, I'm hoping that it's a drafted quarterback. But we still need another quarterback. It's not like Jimmy G's going to be hanging around. So, there's going to be 4 quarterbacks in the roster come from training camp. So, I really don't. I really hope not, because I feel like that maybe sets us back. And we're like one piece away. I think we're a good quarterback away from being a very, very. We're going to be a contender. And that's why they didn't blow this whole thing up. That's why they kept AP. That's why we got the pieces back. So, Let's make a move. Let's go for it. Let's get ourselves a QB.
All right,
Oh,
okay.
I want
Yeah,
another.
Tony.
I want someone else in there too. Don't get me wrong, but what I'm like, I do think that it would benefit AOC to take the ball out of his hands a little bit more and have him just turn and hand it and not have to be the guy. I'm not saying I want him to be back there because believe me, I don't. I really don't. But I can see them going a different route, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
Yo, so here's the thing, okay? With Luke Getze, this is what I like, and I'm going to be quite honest, is that we're not fixated on one guy to run his system. We're not fixated on a certain style of guy that says, hey, to run his system, okay? What I look at when I see Luke Getze is a guy that's had to adapt to playing with different types of quarterbacks, okay? You go from coaching Aaron Rodgers, okay, who is a fucking legend, to going to Justin Fields, who's a runner, is considered a great talent. To me, another guy that hasn't really proven anything. Now, when you see him with the Raiders, okay, this is what I see Luke Getze doing. You come in, I know we keep saying, hey, we need to upgrade the QB, but this allows us to pick up a QB later in the draft. He's probably not saying, hey, we need to move up to the top 3 spots to get Caleb Williams or get this guy or get Jaden Daniels.
Pieces around you, just get somebody that can deliver the ball on time.
He's looking at it and saying, guys, we don't have to do all that. We don't have to sell the farm. Hey, let's pick up some pieces. Guys, we know, you know what? I'll tell you like this. We pick up a quarterback, we're a great playoff team. But, Mike, I'm going to ask you this. We pick up a quarterback, are we a Super Bowl contender?
Depends on who the quarterback is.
Depends on who
I'll be like, hey, are we that far? I'll be like, one quarterback will take us that far? You believe so?
With the defense, the way they played, and if the offense shows any kind of life, I think we are.
So you think we're one quarterback away from being in the Super Bowl?
We're one position away. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Now.
It depends on how dynamic that quarterback is, but yes.
Okay. Now, I'd be like, we're saying a top-tier quarterback. So we're talking, hey, are we a freaking, I'm not going to say Justin Herbert, Pat Mahomes. Those guys are elite. Let's go a Tua Bailonga. Let's go, another quarterback that's not super elite, but like in the middle of Russell Wilson.
Baker Mayfield.
Oh, shut your mouth.
Baker Mayfield.
Nope.
Are you saying that Baker Mayfield takes this team to the Super Bowl?
That'd be a hard sell for me. But
yeah, no.
It does have the potential to do
Kirk
it.
Cousins.
I mean,
Kirk Cousins. Does Kirk Cousins take the Raiders to the Super Bowl?
Kirk Cousins has played on some really good teams, dude. He's played on some really good teams, and he hasn't done dick with it. Nothing. So, I don't know, man. Kirk Cousins is a hard sell for me, too.
See, my only counter to that is you might have a quarterback, but it's never been done with a rookie quarterback to lead a team to the NFL their first year in. It's never been done. So to say that we one quarterback away from being a Super Bowl contender next year is, I don't see. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, but on the other hand, like, I don't agree with it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't agree that we are one player away. I think we're multiple pieces away still, but I believe that we don't have to draft all those positions. If we can get a lot of those pieces in free agency, then yeah, maybe I can see us trading a farm for that guy that we need that can get us over that hump, like you're saying. But if we have nothing in free agency and we don't get nobody in depth, or we don't get nobody to take over positions that need to be fucking taken care of, we're more than one piece away. And you don't sell your farm to get one guy when you have multiple pieces away, because then you're not going to be able to go and draft that shit next year when you really need that. If you are actually one piece away and you have those, and you don't have those picks to use to get those pieces.
I get what you're saying.
Let me prove that before I go real quick.
All right.
That's why I don't want to waste. That's why I don't want to waste any time, guys. I don't want to have Kirk Cousins in there to get for a rookie quarterback who's going to play in his second year and still not make the Super Bowl. Throw that sucker in
Right.
there. Let him make his mistakes, and then by year 2, hopefully we got somebody who's legit. Because I don't believe a rookie quarterback's going to take us to the Super Bowl. I'm saying
Right.
let's get somebody in there who can get us there. And most obviously rookie quarterbacks aren't going to make it, and I always bet against
Hey.
the first time quarterback and the rookie quarterback in the league in the playoffs. So I just don't want to waste any more time. I think we got to capture this thing in the next 3 years, and we're going to end up blowing it up all over again.
No. I agree.
100% with that statement.
100%.
Yes, sir.
And with that,
Hey.
catch y'all later.
All
All
right.
right,
sir.
baby. You have a good night, bro. Go out
Sure.
there, put in that work in Vegas, that private security detail. Anybody that needs it, you know who to call.
PSD, baby. I'm out.
Let's go.
It's hard, baby.
Yes, sir. 1-6, baby. Let's go. All right. Hey, Tony, Val, are you guys on the same boat? Are we a quarterback away from going to the Super Bowl?
Oh,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
Pick you, Tony.
right.
Val
yeah.
picks you.
And this is why I say we are. Tell me
Okay.
a bigger weakness on offense. I'll wait.
Our biggest weakness on offense, besides quarterback, is offensive
Offensive
line.
line.
Okay. But we got the parts because they was hurt most of that time. So we get our healthy offensive line. We got a tight end that's coming off a solid rookie year. We got 2 number 1 wide receivers pretty much. Well, yeah, we got 2 ones. We got the tools, and our offense and our defense was out of this world. At the quarterback play was a lot of our problem. Fix the quarterback play, and I bet you the rest shines even more.
So let me counter with you with it right real quick. Okay, so let me ask you this, Tony: was it the quarterback play, or was it the offensive coordinator's play calling?
It could be a combination of both. I really don't. I see holes on both, but we fixed that spot. We got the guy, so we fixed that spot. We're talking about what we have left to do. We fixed that hole at offensive coordinator.
But now you said, hey, we fixed that offensive coordinator spot. But does that mean, hey, that O'Connell was the problem, or does that mean the offensive coordinator was the problem?
They're both equal. I say they're equal. I don't think that I'm not an AOC hater. I really am not, because he was a rookie that got put in a position that he wasn't prepared to be in,
And he did what he had
and I
to
don't
do.
think he'll be
And
prepared to be in
hopefully
that
he
same
learned.
position
I
next
mean,
week.
I think he learned from it.
He learned.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I just wish he was more mobile.
And and he knows he's even come out and said, I wouldn't expect anybody not to draft a quarterback to come in and play against me, or to bring in another quarterback to play against me, because it's my job to keep my job.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I say if we had to roll with him, there's a lot of upside with that kid, because if he's got the courage and the confidence to say something like that and play the way he did last year and do what he did, he didn't look great in a couple games where it was just like, damn, dude, like, I can't put in Jimmy G. Come on, man, like, fucking switch it up. This dude's not doing anything. But at the end of the day, the next game he learned from his mistake from the game prior. So that's all you can ask from a quarterback that's put into one of those positions. Now, what I'm saying, like, I see us having a better chance of going to a Super Bowl with Aiden O'Connell than I do with a rookie quarterback, because of the fact that Aiden O'Connell, I feel, will have more connection with the people around him than a rookie quarterback is going to have coming into a league, not knowing a system. having to learn it from scratch and playing with Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs. Now, maybe he may thrive. Maybe it may be too much for him. Maybe he has to sit a year, maybe he gets hurt. Nobody knows, so you can't rely on a rookie quarterback to take you unless you have that depth behind your offense and your receivers and your running back that can carry that rookie quarterback.
I get what you're saying. And and what Val said is something key, is that AOC kept improving. Let me hit you guys with some facts here, okay? I think the last 4 games or 5 games, he had 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Okay? That to me proves that he's not a turnover guy. Yes, he might be on the more cautious side and very conservative, but that to me doesn't mean that he's a bad quarterback.
Nope.
That to me means, hey, you know what? He takes what the defense gives him and then says, hey, you know what? This is what because if you look at it, okay, and this is what I heard, okay, when Josh McDaniels was in charge, it was like, you're going to throw it to this guy. Doesn't matter who you throw it to. You're going to throw it to this guy. And he struggled a lot more with him than he did when he was like, yo, with AP, and they said, hey, go do your thing. And I get it. He's not flashy. People don't like that he can't run. I'd be like, hey, me and Val can probably run faster than him. I know it. I'd be like, yeah, right, Val? I'm like, my 40 time is about a 7.5 right now.
Situation.
But I mean, like, at the same time, I see it, and I'm like, yo, I see the potential. And I really feel like it was the offensive play calling that stifled him. So, again, I think, this pick with Luke Getze, it's going to help him. You know what? I think with him going play action, coming out from underneath center, doing things like that where he's able to extend plays and stay within his realm will definitely help us out. But again, hey, this is the whole Luke Getze thing. Hey, guys, do we got anything more on Luke Getze? We got anything more on what's that?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Now let's see what you got.
So I've never been to Vegas, like, ever. And I've been like, okay, I'll go to a game. Okay, I'll go to a game this year. It's like the same shit every year. I think this year I'm actually going to make an effort to go out there.
Hell yeah.
We can all, like, we'll go hang out at Gutty's house and go jump in his pool.
Let's go.
Hell yeah, he can bring all those chicks that he works with over. I was just playing, Mal.
Oh, keep it up, Matt. Keep it up.
Hey, man, I'm just saying, that's what he does for a living.
But I'm saying, like, we'll just get some air matches, get a big old party. I'm excited because here I'm actually going to go. Like, it feels so different. I'm so excited. I wish it was like the season already started. Just
right.
Go.
You ain't lying. I mean, like, we're sitting here. I'm telling you right now, we got the Super Bowl party already planned, right? But I'm already looking to the draft. I'm waiting till the schedule drops so that
Season
way I
opener.
know what game I'm going to.
Yes,
home
sir.
opener.
Oh,
so I might be going to the home opener, but I don't know if I'll go to the game. I might go for the tailgate and just say what's
Dude,
I'd see you at the
tailgate. 100%. I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm gonna be there. I might not be in the stadium at that moment, but I will be there for the home opener.
Yeah. I think I might do the same thing.
I'm not going to the game.
It's a lot. And once you get to the tailgate, it's a lot easier to say I'm not going into the game because that shit's cracking.
Yeah, and if you go to the tailgate, more than likely, if you say you ain't got tickets, you can probably get tickets for cheap.
Yeah, tickets cheap at the game.
And get good seats.
I don't know why.
But I'm going to tell you like this, okay? Everybody's pumped up. Everybody's ready. Everybody's ready to see, right? So let's talk draft, right? Let's talk, guys. Now that we got Luke Getze, now that we got our people, all right? Hey, Tony had to step out. It's all good. Guys, we have this draft. We have guys that we're looking at and saying, hey, what is it that we're looking at and saying, who are we now going to look at and pick? I'd be like, Luke Getze is literally our OC. I know that when we were talking Williams and we were talking Jaden Daniels, this was with Kingsbury, right?
Mhm.
Now, who do we draft? Where do we go? I'd be like, who do you see Luke Getze saying, hey, I'll ask you this question. I'll simplify it, okay? Who do you see? Do we draft a quarterback this year? And if we draft a quarterback with Luke Getze, who do you see that quarterback being? And is he in the first round, second round, or third round?
So, go ahead, Val.
Oh, here we go, Val. Hit us with it.
Okay, so I was kind of looking at the top 10 free agency and I don't know. I'm kind of like on the fence about them, but I know that he's going to look for somebody who is like mobile, like I've been saying. They've got to be mobile. Two, they're not going to freak out and panic when push comes to shove, like when they're pushed back into a corner. Are they going to flip out and just throw the ball, or are they going to make a move,
Yeah.
Someone who's not going to bullshit with the ball. There's a good couple of options out there. I don't know. I'm curious to see. I don't know. I'm curious to see who we're drafting. If we're not somebody decent, then I mean that would be a real disappointment. But I think we're in for a treat this draft.
I think you're right. So let me ask you this, Val. I know that you said, hey, you a lot lately, you've been watching a lot of videos, listening to a lot of podcasts, like getting a lot of information, which is awesome. I mean, like, this is what we love, that, you know what? We don't sit here and we don't give you guys bullshit information. It's all like, stuff that we're like researching and looking into. Now, we know that there's 3 quarterbacks that we probably won't get. Okay. We're looking at Caleb Williams. He's going to probably be a top draft pick. Drake May, right? He's probably not going to be available. And Jaden
Right.
Wood, right? Won't be available.
Right.
Now, I'm going to drop 3 names. And if you've watched film on them, let me know and let me know the thoughts on them. And if you say, hey, I don't know that, we'll just pass, okay? Or you could just say pass. And then I'll ask Matt the same questions about these guys in the second round, because I believe that we'll pick up a quarterback in the second round. Now, it might not be the name that everybody wants, but it might be the guy that the team needs. Okay?
Right.
So the first guy that I'm going to start with is Michael Penix, okay? The quarterback from Washington. Val, you got anything on him?
I don't know much about him. I did see his name up on the list.
Yep.
So I don't know much about him. Name up on the list.
Matty B. Michael Penix.
I mean, I'm not opposed to drafting Michael Penix. Now, his injury history is my problem. Like, I can see you getting him maybe in the second, maybe the, high third round. If he falls that far, I don't see him falling past the second round.
Mm-hmm.
But, his injuries, that's the biggest concern with Michael Penix. Now, he has the arm, he has the mobility, he has everything you want in a quarterback that you need, that we're looking for, if you think about it, like, everybody wants that mobile quarterback and the one that can get the ball down the field and create plays with his legs. That's the guy. Got injury history. That's the only downfall of Michael Penix. But yes, I can see us going after him in a round 2, and maybe round 3 if he falls that far. But I'm not going after him in the first round. No, I can wait and get something better and add depth to my team with the first round pick.
No, I have a question for you guys.
Okay, go ahead, girl.
What's wrong with Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins,
Was
okay?
it ACL or was it?
So he's
Achilles?
coming off, I think it's an Achilles injury, okay? And the reason that I think a lot of teams will be hesitant on him is the salary cap number that he's going to command, okay? He's coming off injury, Val, and he wants $45 million a year to play quarterback for your team, okay? At $45 million, that basically takes all our free agency salary cap. I'll be like, we'd be basically bringing him in and saying, hey, you're the guy. At $45 million, I think it's just too much for us to put on a guy that is, I think, 38 years old or something like that. Hasn't really proven to be able to take his team to a championship level, and he's played on some really good teams, like we talked earlier. And another thing as well is just, again, are we doing this to just be a team to win a championship one year? To like
Mm-mm.
risk it all to get 1 or 2 years out of a guy, and then you know what?
In the long run, he's not looking for a quick win, quick, fix it solution. He's looking for somebody that, they're going to look for somebody that they know that has potential, could have more potential, someone that they can help mold. They're not just going to, I don't think they would just get somebody just to quick fix a Band-Aid.
Yeah, and that's where Kirk Cousins kind of falls.
So that's
He's
the
like a bandit.
only way I see us getting Kirk Cousins is if we miss out on every quarterback in this draft. There's no reason why we should not pick up a quarterback in this draft. Now we don't need to, like, I agree with Ballard. I don't think we need to go and sell the farm for one guy.
No.
Because I think we're more than just one guy away. Now, I mean, if we had everything else in place, a great offensive line, we had a great defense that we know is going to step up next year and is going to play fucking lights out, and we know that Devontae's going to catch balls and not drop them, and we know that we're not going to have these overthrown balls by a quarterback, and that's all we're needing is that quarterback, then go do it. But we ain't got that yet. We were missing offensive linemen. I hate to say it. People want to say that we weren't that bad at the end of the year, but at the end of the year doesn't matter. We didn't do anything at the end of the year when it came down to it. The beginning of the year is when we needed them. You know what I mean? Yeah, we had what's his name fucking coaching and shit like that, but at the end of the day, it's the next man up, and if you're not that man and you can't handle what the assignment is in front of you, and it takes you 5-6 weeks to figure it out, we need somebody that's going to go all year like that, not somebody that's going to play 4 or 5 games and do lights out for the last 4 or 5 games and be like, I deserve a spot on the team, but I didn't give up a sack. Fix your offensive line first. And if you're gonna pick somebody besides a quarterback in this year's draft, get the best offensive lineman available. As in my opinion, is the best pick you can get if you can't get that quarterback.
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead, Val.
no, go ahead.
No. So I was going to follow up with that, with Matt saying like this. If we also were to get Kirk Cousins, Val, we'd have to look at saying, hey, we have to upgrade our offensive line. Mm-hmm. He's not a mobile guy.
Nope.
He's not a guy that's...
Sorry. I meant to say this just a minute ago, too. When it comes to like a quarterback, today's game, you can't be a pocket passing quarterback, a strictly pocket passing quarterback, unless you have that offensive line that's going to give you 3 or 4 or 5 seconds. You're not going to see, even Tom Brady struggled with it at the end of his career. Yeah, he was 45 years old, but at the end of the day, Tom Brady's Tom Brady. If you can't escape pressure because you can't see it, because you got defensive ends that are rushing you from both ends and you ain't got the feet to get out of it, you're not going to last long in the league. You're not going to last long as being a running quarterback either if you take a big hit, blow your knees out. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's ups and downs to everything, but if you're looking for just a strictly pocket passing quarterback, you better build your line.
And that's where, when we were talking about it, Val, and you asked, you're like, why not Kirk Cousins? Why not this guy that, has, he has great experience. Yes. It's for all those factors. If we look at our offensive line this year, okay, our left tackle, Colton Miller, is an absolute beast. I'm not even going to go about that and talking about it. But our center, this year we have to re-sign. Andre James, is he the guy? And if he's not the guy, then we need to replace him. Then we got Munford, who was a 7th-round draft pick, fighting out the right tackle spot with Illuminor. I don't know if Illuminor comes back this year, so that means you have to pick up another right tackle. And I'd be like, if you look at the interior of our line, Van Rotten is an absolute disaster at right guard. I'd be like, he can't move anybody. He struggled this year. And who's our left?
Parham.
Oh, Parham is the only guy that I really see. I see him coming in that line and actually being able to play center next year or right guard.
And even honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not even up in the air on Colton Miller. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying he had a great year. He's been good and he was solid for us since we picked him up. The first year, yeah, he had a bad year. You know, and he's getting pushed over like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. But year 2 till now, great addition. Like one of the best pickups we've had in the last 10 years. You know what I mean? But that injury worries me, man. Like, is it going to bother you next year? Are you working on fixing that? Because if you can fix it, I'm not letting go of Miller. But if it's going to be a problem, that's another position that you're going to have to address because that's your quarterback's blind side, man. You know, if you ain't got somebody blocking that blind side, geez, you might as well just not have a quarterback, you know?
No, absolutely. So, and that's why, honestly, Val, I wouldn't get Cousins because we're just not ready for that type of guy. And to pay that type of money,
But aren't a lot of the free agency quarterbacks, like the top ones, aren't they all asking for a pretty penny?
Yeah, all of them are going to ask for a lot of money. Here's the thing, though. If we look at it and say, hey, are they top free agent quarterbacks that suit our team and can take our team to where we want to be? If we look at Kirk Cousins, not mobile. Okay, Baker Mayfield, he's on that list. Now,
he can get you wins, but he's not going to get you over the hump.
And I don't really think that Tampa Bay is going to let him go after them going so far into the playoffs this year. Okay, number 3, I think, was Gardner Minshew.
One that I was trying to remember the other name that yes, because I was like, oh, that's an odd name, but that's the other one.
Yeah, and he actually, you know what? I'm not going to lie. I like his style. I think that he's a guy that's gritty. He's not a guy that's going to like wow you with all these crazy numbers and all this stuff, but he's a guy that's going to move the chains. He's a team player and just a guy that, you know what? He beat us.
Little boy.
He beat us.
He just seems interesting, you know?
I as the free agent in the free agent market, if there's one quarterback that I would like to see the Raiders pick up, would be Minshew.
Little boy.
I agree.
Yeah.
Are you surprised that I know that name? I couldn't think of it for a second until you said it. I was like, oh.
And I mean,
that's the guy Max Crosby was making fun of when they beat us, but every time he hit him, he'd come, little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down, little boy.
But you know what?
But hey, no, I agree with Will on that guy. I agree with Will on Minshew. He's got grit. He's really just a better AOC if you think about it.
Dude, can I give you guys a reference, a Raider reference, okay? And I know that he doesn't have the Super Bowl wins, but Jeff Hostetler.
That's a quarterback that got me to be a Raiders fan.
So, I mean, like, if you look at Jeff Hostetler, okay, and look at the way that he played.
He's hanging up right there on my wall, see?
No, you can't see. I don't think we can see that.
Oh, you can see it's right there on my shoulder. See, look, I'm pointing on the camera. Right there. That's Jeff Hostetler hanging
I don't
Okay. Hey, so, if you think away the way that guy plays, he plays a ton like Hostetler. Hostetler plays like gritty. He was just a guy that you saw and you were like, yo, like, I don't know how he's going to get a win, but he's going to get it. Right. And that's how Gardner Minshew plays. So that's why I was like, you know what? Honestly, out of this whole list, because Jacoby Brissett was on that list. Who else was on that list?
I can see Jacoby Brissett, Tyrod Taylor. Oh man, there's a couple other people, man, but yeah.
Val, do you got the other names that we had on that list?
I don't.
Let me check.
I think you pretty much just named all the good guys around.
Yeah, all the people that were actually worth their salt.
That are worth their name to be mentioned.
So I mean, like on that whole list, I think when we looked at
Russell
it, hold
Wilson,
on, let
maybe.
me. Yeah. Oh,
But
We
bro,
don't
but
want-
we already said.
no, I'm just saying, like, if
Matt,
you.
You know what,
I'm not
Matt?
saying put that motherfucker on my team. I didn't say that at all. I just said Russell Wilson as a free agency. I didn't say bring him on.
Bad word. That is just a bad word you don't say.
Oh, you can say it. Fuck the Broncos.
No. That's what I said.
He plays for the Broncos. He ain't a free agent yet. He's still playing for the
That's not
Broncos. Fuck that.
Said.
I'm just saying, if he hits free agency, he's one of those names you got to mention. Because he's not somebody that we're gonna just pass up and look over, even though
His name
he
is
was
a bad
Bronco or whatever. But
sir.
I mean,
No,
I don't
sir.
want him on the team. I don't want him.
Well,
Oh,
But
yeah, totally sounds like it.
okay, we're not Mark Davis either. That dude done came out and said that his favorite teams are the Chiefs and the fucking 49ers besides the fucking Raiders.
wow. Yeah. That's
Fuck that.
like on that.
Fuck that. He even said that shit in our stadium, dude.
That has to be the one of
Fuck
the.
it. Like a dagger to the heart to all Raider fans.
You ain't lying.
In front of you right now, what would you say to him?
Fuck you, Mark. For that
No,
comment.
it's not. Say to him.
And I'd be like, hey, can I light the torch?
The first question. When I light the torch right after fuck you. Okay. Hey, so
Just kidding. Yeah, I'd be like, man, I don't light the torch.
Right. You do. That's the first question I would him.
you know what? The first question I would ask Mark is literally like, what's your plan? Like, dude, what's your vision here?
Yeah.
I'd be like, honestly, do you know what you're doing? I'm like, do you have a vision for yourself of what you want this team to be?
I don't think he ever really had a vision until recently when he was actually having fun.
Well, and I think about it like this. I'm like, I
think he's had a vision since he moved the team to Vegas. I just think that he's been that bottom-dwelling fucking owner for so long that he's had to, like, put up with everybody's shit to get to where he's at right now. You know what I mean? He's
Decisions
had to do a
have
lot, man. Fucking move your team, fucking take your team and play international games while your stadium's being built, fucking all kinds of shit, you know, and then be shit on when you go to Vegas and not have your home crowd with you, you know, because it's a tourist city, you know. It's just too expensive, you know. Like, he's got to make his money back, but he's.
I mean, like, I get that, and I mean, like, it's hard because we moved the team to a tourist city, like you said, but at the same time, I get it. It's one of the smartest business moves that he's ever made. If you guys looked at the O Coliseum, Val, did you ever go to the Coliseum? Or the O? No? Okay. The whole upper level was sealed off. You couldn't fill up that stadium. I mean, like, yes, it was full of Raiders fans.
Now, I heard different things, and I'm not 100% on that. Now, was that because there was failure to the upper area? Or it was structural damage? Or was it because we couldn't sell out the tickets?
Probably both.
Because I thought I heard something along the lines of both of that, but I didn't know if either one of those were remotely true, so maybe somebody can help me out with that question.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I wouldn't know.
Yo, so we're going to rope this back in, right? We went off on Mark Davis. Let's rope it back in. So, Val, you were asking about the free agent quarterbacks, right? We said Gardner Minshew. I think Tannehill, Jacoby Brissett, Jameis Winston, Tyler Hunter, Tyrod Taylor, Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay? And I think but you know, when you look at those guys, do any names jump out on you on that list to say, hey, we need to reach out and get that guy?
Now, I can't to bring in like now I'm sorry. Go ahead, Val.
I just said not anyone. I'm sorry, I'm eating.
Go ahead, Val. Go ahead. Have you a
Not
snacky snack?
not any besides the one we mentioned already.
Yeah.
Although I did see Tannehill, but I'm not sure about him.
So I was just gonna say Tannehill. I was gonna say if I'm bringing in a quarterback, if I'm bringing in a rookie quarterback, my cheapest options to bring in at backup to go against both of them, O'Connell and the rookie, I'm having more confidence in Ryan Tannehill because he's been there. He's seen more action than probably most of those guys on that board,
Yeah.
Minus like Kirk Cousins. But I think he's even got more credentials than Kirk Cousins, He might even he might even have more playoffs appearances than Kirk Cousins. I'm not 100% on that, but Tannehill or Minshew would be my two veterans that I'm bringing in or I'm looking at to bring in if I'm bringing in that guy to compete with these two guys because Tannehill is going to give you that fight. Tannehill's a fighter, dude. I've watched that dude since he played with the Dolphins. I watched a lot of Dolphins because one of my good buddies is a Dolphins fan, so he watches the Raiders with me. I watch the Dolphins with him, so I watched Tannehill play for a long fucking time. So not that quarterback's going to get you over that hump and take you to that level, but he's a quarterback that can get you to the playoffs.
And I agree with you.
He's a quarterback's going to make every other quarterback on that roster a little bit better.
So right now, Tannehill's an upgrade. Okay, on the roster. Now, here's my question: let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys see Jimmy Garoppolo staying on the team?
No.
Jimmy Garoppolo stays on the team is because it's going to be just like if we pick up a free agent quarterback instead of drafting one. It's going to be because there's nobody left. You know what I mean? Like
the reason I ask this, guys, is because if we cut him, it's a huge cap hit, right?
Yep.
We have about I don't know,
28 million,
$23 million involved in him. So if we say, hey, you know what? We got our veteran guy. All we got to do is go pick up a draft a rookie QB. We don't have to go spend more money, take dead cap money. We're going to say, hey, we're going to have Jimmy G, AOC, and our rookie QB come in and compete. We have now Luke Getze. We don't have McDummy. We don't have this superly overcomplicated scheme. Do you guys see that happening? Now, let me start with Matt. Matt, do you see that as a possibility for the Raiders next
year? I mean, like I said, if we're keeping Jimmy Garoppolo, it's because we didn't look at anybody else and we hesitated on getting rid of him. And he's the only best available option we have. I don't think we last with Jimmy G. I don't think we even get to that point with Jimmy G. I think once that point in off-season comes where we can...
So you're saying we're cutting him?
We're cutting him. He's given me... Yeah, it's a $28 million is what I think we owe him, but I think it's a $12 million cap hit. I might be wrong. Maybe we owe him $12 million. That's a $28 million cap hit. One of those two ways. I can't remember which it is. But either way, we're going to have a cap hit on it.
Yeah.
And we're going to owe him money.
Yeah.
But we can get somebody cheaper than Jimmy. He was a bad signing from the get-go. We should have never brought him in to begin with. We should have brought in somebody totally different. Brought in, if we were going to go all out last year on a quarterback because that's all we were away, that's why they got rid of Carr. Should have went all in for an Aaron Rodgers, who I hate to say, the only reason I hate to say that is because he got injured. But, if you're going in for a quarterback that you do that shit with, Aaron Rodgers was your guy, or who was the other dude out that everybody was trying to get after? Or, what's his name? Fucking Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
you make that trade and you eat that fucking contract because you know he's going to do it.
No, I got you.
So if you're not good, Jimmy Garoppolo is a bad signing. So I don't see us. If you bench him, you don't keep him on. No different than signing Carr and fucking benching Carr. You don't.
No, I get what you're
You
saying.
don't just keep him on there after you bench him.
So Val, you don't see that either, huh? You don't see Jimmy G staying on the team.
Nope.
Okay. So now,
Why?
go ahead.
Why keep baggage just sitting there when you could get something useful out of somebody else?
Well, you're not only that you're useful, you're not getting anything in return or anything back from Jimmy by cutting him. You're going to end up beating the $12 million cap or paying him whatever he goes. But you're not going to have him on the books for that much money. You're not going to owe him after that year. So you're only going to eat it for 1 year.
No. You have to eat it for 2.
Is it 2 years? I thought it was
Like
only one. If you released him after a certain date, it was only 1 year.
I don't
like
know.
the post-June date or whatever is what.
So I don't know. I think that's all you have to look
Maybe
into.
I didn't know they were guaranteed contracts.
Well,
I thought coaches' contracts were only guaranteed.
No, but you get guaranteed money in your contract. Like if you're guaranteed a certain amount of money per year, you're guaranteed that money in that.
Even if you get cut.
Even if you get cut, because
okay.
that's
well,
why
I
it's
thought,
called.
okay, that's where I was confused.
And that's why it was
got
guaranteed
that.
money.
Okay, so that makes sense. So yeah, we're gonna end up having money that we're gonna lose out on him anyways. So get somebody on a cheaper value. You can get, like I said, Garner Minshew or Ryan Tannehill.
Okay.
Those are the two guys that I'm looking in if I'm Mark Davis.
All right.
I
Or
agree.
not Mark Davis. I'm sorry, not Mark Davis. I'm Tom Telesco or Pierce.
Here's or Kelly as
Even
well.
Champ Kelly,
Yeah.
even Champ Kelly even being an assistant.
Yep. So, all right, guys, let's move forward. And we've already beat a dead horse. I think offensively, everybody in every single podcast and their mother
talks about
the offense, right? So for us, I kind of went with a different twist. Said, in free agency, there's a lot of defensive players that are going to become available that can upgrade our defense. Now, I know you love our defense. I'd be like, when we were down there in Dallas, I heard you talking, and I heard you saying, hey, you love the way we play you love the energy, you love the things that we do.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any position on defense that you think we need to upgrade? I'll be like, is there any players that you said, hey, you know what? That guy's good, but I think we can find somebody better.
Not since they really improved. So
Okay.
I haven't really given a thought because my is our offensive line and our, that's where my focus is, and I feel like that's where, the coaches' focuses are on because they've already started building and getting a better defense. Why mess up something that's going great when they could put a little bit more focus into somewhere that needs a lot of help?
No. I get what you're saying. I mean, like, our defense was definitely the thing that was shining, and our offense was our dirty turd. So I mean, like, definitely we're going to focus on the offensive side of the ball. Now, Matty B, on the defensive side of the ball, where would you like to see some upgrades? Where would you like to see?
So there's a couple spots I'd like to see a little upgrade on. Not saying that we don't have players in those positions right now that we can keep and bring back. Cornerback, I could see us upgrading there, like maybe in a Dory Jackson, something like that. I could see him picking someone up like right around there for them. Defensive tackle, there's Chris Jones out there. I really don't see him coming to play for the Raiders. So unless we offer him a massive fucking contract that's just out of this world, I don't see him coming and playing against his team. He's a Chief. He ain't gonna come play for the Raiders. He already fucking pretty much hates the Raiders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so if I'm going after him, I would love that addition, Max Crosby and fucking Chris Jones, but I just don't see it happening. But like DJ Reader, maybe. Even I guess he's a defensive end, but Leonard Williams,
Yeah,
Like I could see him coming.
I could see Leonard Williams.
Now linebackers, I just, there's different ones. Like there's Randy Gregory's out there. You could probably pick him up for cheap. I just quits a lot. Like that's why the Denver got rid of him. Dallas got rid of him. He's just one of those guys. He's got high motor, but he quits. He gives out if you're not in the league. You're not those kind of guys. But picking somebody up for depth to come in and swap in and sub in and out, he's a great pickup. Yeah, I mean, like defensive tackle, linebacker, or cornerback would be where I'm looking at if I'm upgrading. Not saying, like I said, we're not saying that anybody that we had there is.
Yeah. Hey, so
Get out of here.
You said corner, right? You said corner safety.
It's corner safety.
So if we're looking at a corner or safety, okay, I have a list here, okay?
Okay.
So, and you can tell me whether you know or what do you think about Janarius Sneed coming over from the Chiefs?
From the Chiefs? So Janarius Sneed, I can see him coming over from the Chiefs only because he's still a young cat, He's not Chris Jones. Chris Jones has been a Chief damn near his whole career. I think his whole career.
Mm-hmm.
So Janarius Sneed, he's a young kid. You give him money, he's gonna go wherever the fuck you give him the most money. He's a good cornerback. But we'll see. I'm not opposed to having him on my team, but I don't. It's one of those like rivalry things. I love stealing my rivals. Don't get me wrong. I'll take them all day long. Give them to me. Fucking. I think my favorite Chief we ever picked up was fucking Rodney Hudson.
Yeah.
So I love them, but there's just those ones that you don't know if they're ever going to come over.
No, I got you.
I like him though. I like him.
And I'm almost like Val to the point right now where I look at it and I'm like, I know our defense doesn't need help. I know our defense is probably going to keep growing and keep developing.
So I'm not saying you guys are wrong, but there are spots that we need help.
And that's where I'm like, I agree with you. And I think we have weaknesses, just like any team, right? I'll be like, every team has a weakness. Now, what I like, is saying, where can we add pieces that we lack? I really think Malcolm Kuntz, we need to re-sign. He hit his money year. Dude was a beast.
Diablo, I think. Too.
Right? Diablo played well for us. Okay. Now we talk about interior defensive line. I think that's where we need some help.
I honestly, to tell you, I think that's our biggest need. Right?
Yep. And if you look at it, all right, I think Chris Jones, if we pick up Chris Jones,
lights out, bro.
We just made a monster move.
Kuntz, Jones, and fucking Crosby. Fuck, dude, you ain't.
We have a legitimate D line.
Not even watching the games because we already won.
But I really think we can pick so many players and we can do so many different things with PG. With him being able to say, hey, you know what? What's going on? What can I use? How can I use these guys? How can I maximize them? That's the key. And I think when we look at that, I think us bringing in those defensive linemen, bringing in another guy, a key piece on defense, whether it's on the front side or the back side, I know that we need interior defensive linemen, and I know that we need another, and that's going to help us. So I think that's going to be something that's crucial. But, I get where Val was at, where she's saying, hey, we're still stout defensively, that we really need to focus on our offensive side of the ball. But, again, our defense, I really feel, is like what's going to take us to a championship game. Right now.
I'm not saying completely abandon our defense. I'm just saying majority of the focus needs to be on our offensive.
100%.
Yes, there's going to be
100%.
And that's why I was saying earlier.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're all right. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
But no, I was just saying earlier, if we pick up those players on defense in free agency and we can get those guys, then you fix your offense. If you can fix your little holes on defense and you're set on defense, don't spend too much money, but get a couple solid players that can help you out. Like at Spillane.
I could
It
see
wasn't
that.
a big time like addition that everybody was looking at. Yeah, I mean there were teams that were looking at him, but look at how he turned out for us.
Yeah.
A great addition. Wasn't a big name. We didn't have to spend a bunch of money on him, but he played hard and he made a name for himself on our team. You know, so if we can go after guys like that and just get them at a low budget, get the best out of our players, then we can spend those fucking 1 or 2 fucking first round draft picks on a quarterback and move up and fix that position that we gained.
And
But
you
if
know
we
what?
don't do that, we can't do that.
I really like what Matt just said. And you know what? He said, hey, we can address certain positions through free agency. If we have certain key locks, which we know cost a little bit less than a quarterback, why not spend the money on those key guys that are a little bit less that can propel us into the play? Because we all know as Raider fans, if we make it to the playoffs, Val, you know it's going to be a party. That's all we need. We just need an invite to the dance. We could be the ugly dude at the dance.
Already the ugly dude in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm already the ugly duckling. Just give me a chance. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all we need. So I can see that. I mean, like, we could definitely address through free agency a lot of key pieces on defense. Now,
another name I see up here is Christian Wilkins.
oh,
I really like that name right there. Really like the way that dude plays.
he's a beast from
I
Miami.
would love that dude in the center of my line. Or
D-line.
I would like that guy in the center of my defense.
Yep. So all those key things are definitely things that we'll be keeping an eye out for. And I'll be like, defensively, I really want to see where we strategize, and offensively, I just think a lot of people are focusing right now just on our offense and not trying to build a juggernaut defense. And that's where we need to do.
And we don't even need to like build a juggernaut defense. If we could build a juggernaut offense and defense, we could build both of them where you're not getting the ball away from us on offense and you're not fucking scoring touchdowns on defense. You know? Why can't we have the best of both worlds? Why does it have to be the best?
No.
The defense take it. Why can't we have the best offense and the best defense?
No,
I
absolutely.
want to see something like that, you know? I want to see that kind of Raider.
Yeah.
Fucking shut up.
Where we just dominate.
Yeah, dominate. Don't even come into my house. Just go the fuck away.
Oh, well, hey, you know
Listen,
what?
Craft now.
Yes, exactly. Hey, you know what, though? On that note, guys, hey, please click like, subscribe,
And share.
and share, and make sure that you guys hit that auto download button on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere that you guys catch your podcast. Hey, it's all love, and it's all about one team, from my girl Val, from my boy Matty B, and from Raider Will. It's about one team, one nation. It's all about the Raiders. Let's go.